What if the one person everyone trusts to save them is the only one keeping them trapped? For 20 years, Elias performed the ritual. For 20 years, he kept the silence at bay, protecting the last flickering light of humanity. But tonight, he found a photograph that shouldn't exist. And the lie began to unravel. This is Willow Creek. By all accounts, it shouldn't exist. We are told it's the last town. The only town. Beyond these woods, beyond the rusted perimeter fence, there is nothing but the silence. A fog that consumes. And I am its keeper. My name is Elias, and my job is simple. Perform the ritual at the old clock tower every single night. The machine, built by the founders, hums with a power I don't understand. But it keeps the fog back. It keeps us safe. Tonight felt different. The air was heavier. The machine's hum was off. As I finished the sequence, my hand brushed against a loose panel. A compartment I never knew existed. And inside was this. It was a photograph. Faded, but clear. It was me. A younger me, maybe 20 years old. But I wasn't in Willow Creek. I was smiling. Standing in front of a shining, silver building that touched the sky. A place of impossible lights and cars. Thousands of them. And beside me was a woman I'd never seen. The founders told us the world outside ended in 1950. They said the silence took it all. But this photograph, this technology, it wasn't from 1950. My hands were shaking. A headache pounded behind my eyes. For the first time, I walked out of the tower and listened. The silence wasn't silent. Underneath the wind, I heard something else. A low, distant rumble. Like the sound the ocean might make. Or a highway. I ran to the town archives, to the founders' records. The ink on the pages, the ones describing the end of the world, it was still fresh. The lie was suffocating. I didn't go home. I went back to the tower. Back to the machine. The photograph felt hot in my hand. It wasn't a warning. It was a key. I looked at the machine, the thing I had served my whole life. And I saw it, a small port, hidden beneath the main console, the exact shape of the photograph. I didn't know what would happen. Would the silence rush in? Would it kill us all? I didn't care. I slid the photograph into the slot. Pause, for a second, nothing. Then, a sound I'd never heard. A deafening, digital scream. The clock tower dissolved. Not like stone, but like light. The walls flickered. The floor beneath me vanished. I looked at my hands. They were solid. But the town, the sky, the foggy, perpetually gray sky tore open. It shattered like glass. And above us was not the moon. It was a roof. A ceiling. Miles wide. Willow Creek wasn't the last town on Earth. It was an exhibit. An echo chamber. We weren't survivors. We were prisoners. And the silence wasn't a monster. It was the sound of the real world, muffled by the walls of our cage. The machine in the tower, it wasn't a shield. It was a projector. A machine to maintain the illusion, to muffle the truth. The founders hadn't saved us. They had hidden us, terrified of the world they'd left. And I was the jailer who thought he was a guardian. I looked at the photograph. The woman. I realized she wasn't a stranger. It was my mother, before Willow Creek. She hadn't died, she had escaped. She left the photo, hoping one day, the man who guarded the prison would finally look for the door.